affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart?
open your heart. Right here on the Oldies Station, on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation, at 866-972-7247. We are so glad to be connecting with all of you. And it's time to close out. Close out the year. Close out the 2024. Step in, slide into 2025. What are your plans to come alive in 2025? How do you want to thrive? Before we can get there, we've got to close some chapters. We've got to end some stories. You've got to make some changes. You know, interestingly enough, the planets have been revamping in a way that they're closing out 19 years of time to journey into another 19-year cycle. So this is a big ending. This is a big time for you to take stock and notice where you are. Notice what you want. Notice how you can shift your life. What brings you joy? What brought you sorrow this year? What disappointed you? What didn't work the way you thought it should? It's not easy. It's not easy trying to push through when we're not on track. And I get the sense that a lot of people have been feeling like they weren't on track a good part of this year. Some people will tell me they haven't felt on track since 2020. How much longer are we going to talk about 2020? How much longer are we going to blame 2020 when, Jiminy Crickets, we are stepping into 2025? That was 5 years ago. Can you believe that? Does that even seem possible? Some ways it seems like forever ago, and other times it seems like just yesterday. And the world has changed, we know that. But have you changed? You see, the things that change around us are asking us to view things differently. They're asking us to understand a new perspective and understand how we ourselves have changed, and that the human personality is what is being resistant to change. A beginning represents a fresh new start. A beginning welcomes the wisdom of the past, but does not ask you to start all over again with the past. You know how many people have tripped over the past in their future, only to miss many of their future experiences and not glean the joy, the blessing, the experience at its fullest. Oh my. So many of us have done that. Or we've lamented and gone down deep in our feelings. And yes, I'm all about feelings, but how many times have you boo-hooed over something that happened a long time ago and you just can't let go of it? End it. Stop it. Let it go, right? Just like the song says, let it go. Leave it forever behind in time, never to darken your pathway and never to disrupt you again. It's a fabulous time to set intentions and goals. And yes, you'll be busy. Perhaps you're busy today and trying to make sure you've got everyone on your list taken care of for the holidays, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's. There's so much to consider. What are you cooking? What are we serving? Who's coming over? Where are you going? What are your plans? Do you have plans? Or is it just another day? Now, if you're one of the people who say it's just another day, maybe it's a day you get off, then enjoy it, rest. Celebrate the day for its beauty, its magnificence, its connection to the divine, in whatever way you choose to spiritually celebrate. But don't call it just another day. Maybe it's just a day that you don't choose to do anything extra special, but use it as a day to reflect. Christmas is a day of reflection. Christmas is a day to step into your divine power and honor God and honor our blessings and be grateful for the connections of the people that we have known in our life. All right, maybe not everyone's family is perfect. I get it. Maybe you're estranged from some people in your family, or maybe we're not seeing eye to eye on something and it's just a difficult time. And sometimes holidays, they get you right here in the chest. You just feel that feeling like your eyes could just tear up because your family doesn't have that sense that you want it to have around the holidays. So maybe you're one of those people who feel a little depressed, down, and not feeling like you fit in, or that you lost something special from your childhood and now you just can't get it back. Well, I can assure you that the holidays, Christmas, it dwells in your heart. It never goes away. It's just we have to let go of the idea that things have to stay the same. It is impossible for things to stay the same. But what's possible is for you to just dig down deep and choose the memories that bring you joy and celebrate them. And the ones that make you uncomfortable or sad, disconnected, it's okay to have them. But don't let them bring you down. Don't let them spill over and rob you of the joy of a day, rob you of the joy of your new beginning, rob you of the blessings that are to come. Because when we wallow in the disappointment and the hurt and the pain, and that does not mean that they are not valid, that they didn't happen, that you should not feel the way you feel. What the universe asks of you in order to move forward is that you put your big girl pants on, your big boy pants on, you take a look at what happened, and you literally say, that was then, this is now, and in the moment of now, that experience helped form me, shape me, taught me, gave me wisdom. I'm not going to let it define my future. I'm not going to let it define me. In order to truly have a new beginning, I've got to let it go. I've got to surrender. I've got to be open and reach for new heights because I'm inspired. And how can you be inspired if you're holding on to a grudge or an angry thought or frustration, or you're holding on to something someone said to you 15 years ago? Because whether you know it or not, it'll creep up when you least expect it and cloud your judgment, rob you of the inspiration, describe everything in your mind that goes on, and somewhere deep inside, it's burrowed in like a little parasite, just waiting to just raise its head and go, gotcha. Because you gave it a home. You let it experience a disappointment, an uncomfortable moment, a person's words or actions. You gave them a place in your mind to disrupt your heart and your soul. What power do you want to give to someone who caused you pain? Do you want them to have that right over your divine being? No, we don't want them to have that right. No one has the right unless you open the door to the negativity. Because I'm going to tell you that come March, we don't want to be in a place and say, another year, nothing much happening, didn't begin the way I wanted, same old, same old. We want this year to be different. You want it to be expressive and connected. And if you are where you want to be and you're not looking for a major change, then we want to really enhance the true experience. We want to be fully immersed and intentionally participate in the joy of the moments that you have. But we do not want to lug 2024 and what didn't work into your 2025. It's time to end. And if we're still carrying around things from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, then please let it go. And if you have a memory, an experience from childhood that we haven't done the work, let me explain what the work is. I love when I talk to spiritual people. I'm working on myself. How much longer are you going to work on yourself? We're always growing. So don't look at it as work, number one. And number two, how much longer are you going to still work on that one crisis that you had? Or that one negative experience? Or the series of years of your childhood? How much longer are we going to go and disconnect ourselves from our soul and lose ourselves in the dissecting and the analyzation that turns to paralyzation that doesn't let you move forward? Good God. Yes, there's trauma. And some of you have been through unimaginable traumas. But there comes a time that we have to just choose to let it go. And trust that by letting it go, taking the emphasis off of it, and stop working, and start being, start living, start rejoicing, start being in the joy and the happiness and the love of self, love of God, love of the world, even if there's not one person that you're particularly fond of at this moment, because maybe you just don't feel like you fit in. And just love the world. See the world as you desire it to be. And then you'll become the magnet of the new experiences that you want. You'll evolve, you'll transform, you'll transcend. 2025 is the year of transcendence. It is a year of great transformation. It is the year that should be a jubilee of joy. Now I know when we kind of look at some things that are actively happening in the world, you're sitting there saying to yourself, Sarah Spiritual, a jubilee of joy? You kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. Because that jubilee of joy, that cup that runneth over, that God gave you all that you need, resides within you. So let your cup overflow. Let yourself be one with who you've come to be. And stop looking to the left and the right and wondering what other people are saying and what they expect from you. Just be you. And stop trying to make things happen. Let the universe pace it out. It's a valuable lesson for all of us. Many times we'll find ourselves in a little snippet of life that is difficult, challenging. It could be financial, could be a health matter, it could be a relationship issue, a family squabble, whatever it may be, but we try to fix it. We push. We want our way. We want it to happen the way we want it to happen, or we want this person to see our point of view, and so we push ourselves upon them or do what we want them to do when we want them to do it. Not trusting that the universe has got another plan. If that doesn't come in, something else will come in. If this person can't see your point of view, the universe will bring other people in that will see your point of view, and that person is meant to kind of step to the side. Everything has its time. And I know holidays bring about a sense of loneliness for some. And yes, we don't have everyone here anymore. Where are they? Where's that mother, that grandmother, that father, that uncle, that cousin, that brother, that uncle that's on the other side of the family that you love to see once a year? They won't be there at this dinner. It's okay. It's not easy, but you'll be okay. Set a plate for them. Know that their spirit is sitting right there with you. They didn't leave. They left the body, but they didn't leave. They're trying everything to get your attention, but you're tripping over the past and you're just dragging your hopes and your inspiration down because you're focusing on what's not working for you instead of what you can create or open to the universe's next possibility, because you're trying to make what's not working work. You've got to do for other people. And I do not mean do for other people so that you have nothing for yourself. I do not mean give 150% in a relationship and get nothing back and think you're in the right relationship. That's not a relationship. I mean, do for other people in kindness. Make things open for them. Give them an opportunity, but don't do the work for them. Create a space for them to express themselves or work from or be who they've come to be. But you don't have to do it for them. You don't have to fix them. They have to fix themselves. And those family matters that seem to bother us this time of year, especially if there's a divide, an alienation, an estrangement. People change when they want to change. And for some people, they're telling themselves a particular story is all they have. So they can't listen to your side of the story. They need their side of the story. It's what justifies them and makes them feel, well, that they're on the right track. And maybe from a soul perspective, they most likely are. And it's not your place to judge them. I know, I said that. I did. That's not an easy thing to say. You can't judge people like that. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know their struggles. It may look easy on the outside, but often it's not very easy. They just learned how to go with the flow and make it all look easy and express themselves in a sense of confidence and knowing that they're protected and they're joyful and the universe is never forsaking them, so they muddle through, but with a smile on their face. You just don't know. We're all doing the best we can. Most people on the planet. And those that aren't, they don't know much better. They have their own traumas, their own issues, their own personality flaws, their own need to be right. There's so many reasons why things are out of whack. But when we focus on what's out of whack, then we carry all of that wackiness right into 2025. So please, leave it behind. Stop pointing fingers and saying who's right or wrong. What's the right side, the left side, the in-between side? Does it really matter? You're creating your future. You have the power. God has a special plan for you. God has a very special plan, a courageous plan for all of us in 2025. We're going to have to all step into our power. We're going to all have to grow our spirit, grow our energy, express ourselves differently. and choose to be free of the things that have kept us shackled, chained to patterns that no longer serve us. Yes, indeed, endings are beginnings. We've got to be willing to let it end, to just be done. Should old acquaintance be forgot? Days of old lang syne. Please, when you spend your holidays these next 2 weeks, with all the hustle and the bustle, before you get so concerned how many presents you got for this person or that, remember that you're the present. You're the gift. You're the bright, shiny star on the tree. And that there's a bright, shiny path if you choose it. And that whatever didn't work, yes, the job that you don't like, the promotion that you didn't get, the financial muddle of a mess that you might be in, whatever the story is, if you sit, if you're still, if you stand in the energy of inspiration, God's going to show you the way to the new beginning. God's going to inspire you. Someone, somewhere is going to give you the opportunity that you need to change the story. You have the power. Believe that anything's possible. And that as you close this year, you dive into the holidays full of cheer, and something magical is happening. And that fear doesn't belong here anymore. It's part of the past. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to answer your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We welcome you. We love your questions on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like the page, share the page, and participate. Because after all, we're all closing out 2024, and we're diving to thrive in 2025 when we're all coming alive. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, Sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been.
Yes, indeed, it's time to rise from where you've been and step into 2025. Happy holidays. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We're answering your questions. We're visiting with you on Facebook, on Sarah Spiritual, on YouTube, Sarah Spiritual. We welcome your questions, your comments, your participation. 751? 751. Yeah, 751. That's what it is. 751 live shows, hanging out with all of you. We've been hanging out since 2009. Glad to have you here. We've been popping around South Florida for quite a while, talking to all of you. So I want to thank you for a fabulous year. I want to thank you for your calls, your vulnerability, your authenticity, your questions. They have really contributed not just to the show, but to everyone listening. You've helped other people by asking your question. You've given other people hope by your calling back and saying, it changed. I don't know how, but it did. Because we believe here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah that every question is not just answered by me in spirit, but that your guides, your angels, your ancestors, they're all listening. And the minute we put out that SOS, I think we've all had a few SOSs going up into the sky, they just jump right to it and they start to rearrange things in our lives so that we can be in the right place at the right time so the right things can happen. And we're so glad for all of you, the changes that you've had. And for those of you who listen but never call, because you don't really have a question or you're not brave enough to call, we appreciate your listening. We appreciate your telling your friends. Sometimes you don't call, but you tell someone else to call. So we're really glad that we started this journey. I remember when I was a little girl, one of the things I thought I could do would be answering people's questions in a Dear So-and-so column, whatever the newspaper or the magazine had, right? I always imagined that I would be answering people's questions or putting bits of information in a magazine that would help people. I didn't realize that there was a path to radio for that. And even my whole life wasn't thinking of that. But look how the universe has brought us all together. So if the universe could orchestrate you and me meeting, even though we may not have met face to face, can you imagine what they're doing? Can you imagine that as you drive in your car and you turn on the radio, just at the minute that you're turning it on, and you flip through the station and you land on one of the stations, like maybe you land on 95.3 or 95.9 or 96.9 or 106.9. You know, you're hanging out on the oldie station. Or maybe you tune in and you're on 104.3 and WSFS in Miami. Or tuning in on the 104.7 and the 103.1 on HD3. However you get here. And just in that minute, something says, no, don't go. Don't change the station. Stay a little longer. Listen. And then something speaks to your heart. I remember one year, as we close out this year, so I really want to go back. I really think it was 2018. A woman called. She was in quite a mess. And she was crying and she was driving in her car and her whole world had caved in. She really was having some pretty dark thoughts. She pulled into the parking lot and she listened to the show. And something changed for her. She called in and she's like, I've got to ask you a question. But she went on to also tell us how she didn't know what really happened to her, but from the minute she started listening, she stopped crying and she started to feel better. And by feeling better, she started to have a better outlook. And by the time she was done asking her question and getting her answer, well, off she went. And she checked back in with us throughout the years since then, as many of you do. I love when people check in and they let us know how they're doing. So let me know how you're doing at 866-972-7247. And if you're local in West Palm Beach, I'd love to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We've got quite an array of statues and crystals and fairies and jewelry and books and herbs and oils and sprays. So if you come to the Expedito Enlightenment Center, we're in West Palm Beach, I'd love to see you. If you'd like to book a personal session, you can book your session at sarahspiritual.com. Take a look at our products that are there. It's just a few of the products we have in the store, because our store is 2,100 square feet. So we would love for you to jump in and visit us. And we also have our New Year's collection and our New Year's forecast. Hopefully we can put it up on the screen for us here for our friends on Facebook and YouTube. But we have our fabulous New Year's kit. We're getting some rave reviews for that. It includes a bath, an oil, a spray, a petition for you to write your intentions. It includes this fabulous candle for abundance and a glass container to hold it. It has a beautiful Hamza that's made of selenite crystal. We also have this fabulous disc that will give you all the meditations and connections and the message for 2025. So visit sarahspiritual.com. Our kit is on sale. My forecast of what 2025 brings for you is also on sale. So I'd love to have a chat with all of you. And our friends on Facebook, put your questions on Facebook. We would love to talk to you. We're going to go to our phone lines, and I've got to go to Steve. Steve is in Broward County. Steve, how are you?
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing well and glad to reconnect with you. So, Steve, you've been listening to 750 of the 751 shows, right? Pretty much.
Correct.
And it's been a journey, Steve, and I know you and I have ended many years, stepped into the new ones together here on live radio. And we've seen growth, we've seen change. Many people have been listening to the show since 2009, just like you. But you're probably one of our oldest members of the Sarah Spiritual Club. So what's your burning question for us here tonight?
Well, a few minutes ago when you were talking, I couldn't help but thinking that you were talking about me, because I was one of those guys who actually pulled the car over and was listening to the Angel Hour, which was on before you. I decided to just stay and chill out and see what was going to happen, and lo and behold, you popped up. But as we close out the year, I wanted to call you and let you know that last week, while you were on the air, it happened exactly while you were on the air, I finally lost my companion. You know, we finally had to, put him down, but I wanted to call you back and let you know I gave him all the spiritual energy I had for the last 7 months, because he was supposed to be dead in May.
Yeah.
So I was blessed enough to, I was blessed enough to have him until December. So I feel okay about it. And so I just wondered, did I do the right thing, and is he okay wherever he is?
His energy is definitely around you and connected to you, and you did everything you could, and we, of course, don't want him to suffer, and he didn't suffer, and he made a smooth transition, but you kept him around long enough to just, to feel the love. Because when you were giving him energy to heal, you were giving him love. And who wouldn't want to stay for love? And he stayed in the energy of unconditional love for as long as he could. And now that he's on the other side, happy as can be, he gets to be in the energy of love with you, but from afar. But that distance is not the distance that we think, because not only will he always live in your heart, he will always be in your energetic field until it's his time to graduate to the higher realms of the heavens. So they call it the Rainbow Bridge for our little pets, but just know that he's with you. And every day that you think of him, he thinks of you. And you're going to hear him. I know you're going to hear him. Somewhere off in the distance, you're going to hear him. Don't think you're crazy. Just be in that moment. And don't run around saying, "Did you hear that?" Don't lose the moments. Sit in the moment and feel his energy. Feel his love. And know that he's not far away. And he stayed as long as he could to close out 2024. He gave you all he could. He also gave you the power to move on to 2025. And 2025 for you, Steve, is really like this one of these clean slate kind of energies. It's this shift of consciousness. It's this awakening that's deeper than what you've been experiencing these past 5 years. So you're leveling up, and your new destiny is being defined. Okay. Your spiritual destiny. Your spiritual destiny will lead to a financial shift and a career destiny. So stay tuned. It's going to be an interesting year for you in 2025. We appreciate you, Steve. We're so glad you follow the show. And your pup's not far. We're all together. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to go to our phone lines again, and be sure to put your questions in the feed on Facebook. We're going to go to Denise. Denise is in Pembroke Pines. Denise, how are you tonight?
Good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well, Denise. Good to make this connection with you, and you as well. I know you've been listening to the show, not quite as long as Steve, but you've been listening for a long time too, so we appreciate you. We're so grateful that you follow the show, and we've been a part of your journey, and quite the twists and turns, because I remember when we first connected, you didn't have your own business, and look how your business has grown. Look at how far you've come. And we've navigated some of life's ups and downs, right? The crossing over of your husband was with you very strongly. Makes me feel like there's important dates in this time of the fall time. There are a few birthdays in the fall of your family, please, in the fall.
Well, November is busy. November is the busy month for me, not really December.
Okay.
December's our anniversary. It would have been our anniversary.
Correct. So he makes me feel this time, November, the fall, coming into the winter. Winter isn't officially until like December 21st is the beautiful energy of the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So he's with you for all of these memories and these moments. And, you know, he wants you to be in the energy of happiness. And he's been trying to give you signs. And there's something about your son's birthday that keeps coming up. Have you been seeing your son? He's talking about your son's birthday. Have you been seeing your son's birthday?
My son's birthday comes up a lot in Cash 3.
Yeah. And is somebody born in March? Who's connected to March?
March, my cousin Ida is born March 3rd.
Okay. So that may be another possibility, 303, right? Because we have a lot of double numbers here.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention to the numbers, pay attention to what comes to you, because he wants to orchestrate a win. And your wedding anniversary is what day in December?
12/28.
So 128 itself has come up quite a bit. But maybe you want to explore the 12/28. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
That might be beautiful for you.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Denise, what is your question for us here tonight?
Oh my God, I haven't talked to you in so long, and I feel like so many things have developed. Life's been very crazy, very busy. Business has been expanding. So I don't know that I have a specific question, but just wondering what Spirit sees going forward into the new year.
So this 2025 time is going to represent powerful changes. So maybe we're thinking of changing something in the office or changing the office itself. Maybe we're thinking of restructuring something in our home. You may even consider a move, even though you may say at this moment, no, I don't know about that, Sarah, but this is the time to make changes in 2025. It is a time to look at what serves you better, because we are really looking at the closing out of the energy as we take you from all that you've been through and its culmination, but starting in the energy of 2016 to now into 2025. So if you look at where you were in 2016, look how far you've come, by the way. Look how fabulous things has come about, but also be aware that there are things that maybe need to not carry through 2025. What changes do you have to make? What did you put into motion that's working that we need to make adjustments? So this is a year of kind of getting a better footing, letting go of things that don't serve you, being in your personal power so that 2026, you're sitting exactly where you need to be.
Okay.
Going to be a good year. I know we're also looking for some good news to come your way, and the universe has not forgotten that, and the good news that you seek is still there in the energy, so don't get impatient with the things that you want to have happen in your family. They'll all happen in due time and perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my dear?
Exactly. Yes, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome, Denise. So glad to make this connection with you again. We wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Same to you and your family. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're welcoming your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Every soul has its story, and every story has its characters changing like in a movie. So what movie have you starred in 2024? And what role would you like to design for yourself in 2025? We are exploring that and answering your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. I've got so much to share with you tonight. We welcome your questions on the Oldie Station, and we also love hearing from you on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to take your questions on Facebook in just a minute, so gear them up. But for this minute, I've got to pop on over to Coconut Creek. I've got Bobby on the line. Bobby, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you, Bobby.
It's good to connect with you, too. It's really nice to have a local spiritual program that's in South Florida, near where I live.
Well, I'm so glad to be here. Yes.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you're here, too. You know, one of the things I'm really struggling with, you know, about my relationship with Archangel. Some people say Ariel, some people say Ariel, either way.
Either way.
And, you know, I also have a relationship with Jesus. And, you know, some people, you know, especially in some places of worship will say, well, you can't have Ariel, you got to either have Jesus or Ariel, and it's like I want both of them, and so I'm wondering, what is Ariel having to say about that?
Well, I want to run with that one. So, first of all, God gave the intercession for humanity to the angels and the saints. So Ariel, however we want to say it, is here to intercede on behalf of humanity and has developed a close relationship with you for your enlightenment and for your healing. You have a lot to heal over the path of life. And so Ariel wants to make sure that you are in alignment with who you've come to be. And when we follow the path of God and we follow the path of Jesus, we have to understand that there are people who will feel that by talking to an angel, by talking to a saint, by referring to Mother Mary, by referring to Archangel Michael or Archangel Ariel or Uriel or Gabriel, whomever we may talk about, that we're putting another God before God, right? So there's a line that says, there shall be no other gods before me. But we're not doing it to just build the relationship with Ariel. We're doing it in the name of God, in the name of Jesus. Jesus came and taught everyone that they have the power to connect with the Holy Spirit, taught everyone they have the power to connect to the angels. Was it not an angel that came to Mary and said she would birth Jesus, if we go to the original story of the Bible? So
yeah,
how could an angel, so what, Gabriel's cool and Ariel's not? Like, what happens? Archangel Michael's mentioned in the Old Testament, the New Testament. So I guess there's only a couple? No, not true. They come in legions. There are legions of angels. There are also legions of other stuff, low vibrational things, but there are angels that do battle. They do battle in the heavens. Do they not in Revelations talk about the battle in the heavens? They do. So when we look at all of this, you have to follow your heart. And I will say this, every soul has its journey. For some, their soul is meant to follow this path of Judaism. For another, it's to follow Muhammad. For another, it's to follow Jesus Christ. For another, it's to be with Buddha. Each one of us has walked the path of all of these lifetimes, of all of these religions, of all of these experiences before. So in this lifetime, it is you to walk the path that is in alignment with Jesus, but of a spiritual nature. Because Jesus taught us to be spiritual. And when Jesus said, I am the light and the way, he used the words I am. The same I am words that were uttered by the burning bush to Moses. So I am is the power. It's the acting force of God in motion. And Jesus was expressing that. When he says, I am the Christ, I am represents the Christ. So Uriel, Ariel, they are all in alignment with that. I am the angel Archangel Michael. I am the angel Ariel. I am the angel Gabriel. And an angel came before Mary and said there would be a birth of a son. And those very same angels helped guide Joseph and Mary to birth the son, if we look at the story of how the baby was born. And astrology, which some people say, oh my God, that's horrible, like we're tripping down the path of the devil. Astrology is the oldest science. Astrology is one of the oldest forms of connection to God. Because if we didn't know astrology, if we didn't understand the stars and the moon and the placement, how would the three wise men follow the path? They had to follow the stars. How would they know exactly where Jesus was? You just wander through the desert and hope you're going to hang out with an innkeeper and pick the right barn? No, they were guided. They were guided by their inner intuition, their spirit, that told them, follow the stars. So Ariel wants you to know you're not alone. You are in alignment with God, and there's no division. You're not separate from God. God is within you. And the power of God that is within you connects you to all that is divine. And that divine energy is the energy that you have access to create, to heal whatever's going on in your life. That energy is the energy that you have to call upon and cast out negativity all around you wherever you go. You can cast out negativity all around you. In the name of God, in the name of Jesus, in the name of the archangels, you have that power. Because if you are created in God's image and a spark of God is within you, then why wouldn't you have the same accessibility to the divine energy? You may not have the final say to how everything plays out. That's the power of God. But you have a lot of creative licensing under the guise of free will. But a lot of it isn't free will. Like we choose what outfit we're going to wear in the experience of life, what place we're going to work, but we still have a path we have to follow. And your free will led you to me. My free will led me to the radio. My teacher's free will led him to choose me. And so we move forward and look where we are. We've all been connected by a power greater than us. So there's always an angel whispering in your ear. You just happen to be fortunate enough to have Ariel as your sidekick. Other people spend more time with a spirit guide, or they have an affinity to Archangel Michael or Mother Mary or Guadalupe. Right? The other day was St. Lazarus Day. So we've all got that power.
Wow.
Makes sense, yes?
Yeah, because I just love when I feel her presence and I talk to her. I just feel comforted by her, and, you know, she encourages me, tells me she's going to be with me, and and the thing is, when I picture her, she looks, you know, being that I'm totally blind, you know, she, in my mind, she looks human-like, like with jeans, shirt, shoes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I picture her. And I picture her holding me a lot.
Because it's the energy of comfort and nurturing, right? That which you may not have in your experience at this time. Now, an angel doesn't look like us, and we all, I think, have an understanding of that, but they present themselves in ways that are familiar to us. Now, if we had never had the human embodiment, if we had never lived in the physical body, and we were just spirit beings, maybe on another planet somewhere, then they'd have to appear in a different form, otherwise we wouldn't recognize them, right? So Jesus is a spirit. His spirit is everywhere, but in order to get through to a bunch of thick-headed humans, he had to pop down and be like, all right, they're a hot mess. All right, Dad, I got the job. I'm taking it now, heading down. And he had to live his life. And you know, when Jesus was missing in the time that were the missing years of Jesus, he studied in India. He studied with all the great teachers. He walked the earth. And he journeyed and learned. And then he came back to fulfill his destiny. And that was to teach humanity kindness and compassion. And, you know, you may not be able to see in the physical, but that means you're more gifted in the spiritual, because those who have poor eyesight have a different way of seeing. We have our third eye, which is the eye of God. So you have an extra sensory perception, spiritually speaking. That's a powerful tool. Right? I'm blessed to be able to see, but I get to see through a third eye as well. And I get to connect to the energy of the divine and feel the power of the presence of the prompting of God, and they send me images in my mind, and that's what pushes me to say certain things. They give me pictures. I'm a visual person, so they give me pictures in my mind, and they give me bits of information that will pass through my mind, and I know it's nothing I know anything about, so I just choose to share what I'm hearing that is different than what I think my own train of thought would be. And it feels peaceful and kind and loving and safe. And so I know it's the right thing to say. We all have that ability if we could just shut up our minds. We hope we've answered your question, Bobby.
Wow. I appreciate it so much. I feel better now. Now I can, at this moment, at 7:42, I can say I have both Jesus and Ariel, and it's okay.
It's okay. And you have God and all the souls connected to you, and we all chose to reincarnate in this lifetime to make a difference. So you're making a difference in your way, and your questions are teaching other people. So I thank you for your question.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah, and I hope you have a happy holiday.
Happy holidays to you as well, and we'll catch you in the new year.
All
Bye
right,
for
sounds
now.
good.
You've got it. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We've got to pop over to Deerfield Beach. I think we've got Margaret on the line. Do we have Margaret on the line in Deerfield Beach? Who do we have here?
I'm here.
How are you, my dear? Good to connect with you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy to be with you here. I want to know about this pain that I'm getting and where it came from or what's causing it or what in my body.
It's down your leg from your back?
It's mostly my back. Into my stomach sometimes.
Did we check with an internal medicine doctor?
No.
Okay. Did we check our kidneys, our bladder?
I went to a chiropractor, which I'm going to. He said it wasn't my kidneys because it wasn't down that low.
Okay. Are we sure that we don't have a bladder infection?
No, I don't.
Okay. Just rule out anything that's not physical, like physical, muscular. I feel you've got a few things going on, but I'm also being led to feel like there may be something that needs to be adjusted in the body that is outside the realm of what the chiropractor can do. I see I see in the back.
I'm sorry.
There's like a stenosis, a narrowing of the spine, so that's causing discomfort for you. And that discomfort is creating the pain for you. So I am aware of that. And a bit of sciatic as well. So we've got a lot going on there. But I also, when I look into the physical body and I scan you as I scan everybody that I talk to, I just feel like there's a little gray area, which makes me feel like there's something going on in the bladder, the urethra, the kidneys, something. We may want to just flush out the body, maybe take some medicinal teas to start with, see if it helps a bit. If not, we'll have it checked. Tea. You know, some of the different teas that are good for cleaning out the body. Some good old-fashioned cranberry juice also without a lot of sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because sometimes I think that it's my stomach because I get a lot of like indigestion, like gas. I seem to belch a lot after I eat or after I drink something.
Right. Well, that also means that but I don't know that that's causing the pain in the lower back. But the stomach itself, that means your microbiome, your good gut bacteria is off, right? So we need to take a good probiotic. We need to take enzymes. You need to eat some things like sauerkraut. I'm not a doctor, cannot give advice. But these are things that, when you take a look at, if you're working with the chiropractor, a lot of them have connections with recommendations of other things that they feel would be good. So I would discuss your indigestion with your chiropractor as well, and I'm sure he can make some recommendations for you.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to know is, in what direction do you see my life going?
Well, you've had a trying couple of years, have you not? So 2025 is a time about you. It's a time for you to get some rest, some self-care. When your birthday comes, you're fortunate enough, your birthday brings about the new year. It's right after the new year, so you're all part of that year. And it brings your life in a sense of order and balance. You haven't felt balanced in a long time. Matter of fact, I think if you were to ask, what does balance mean? Oh, my goodness, right? We might not know what balance means because we have been out of balance for so long.
Right.
So it's for you to just trust that the universe has got your back and that everything is going to be all right.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good.
Yes, and your daughter's with you.
Is she? Oh, thank you. Yes, she passed away 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in December 20th.
Yes. So I know it's her anniversary because she makes me feel that there's an anniversary coming because of her presence with you here.
Yes.
So it's that feeling of energy around you, knowing that she's with you. And I know it has not been an easy time, but she is with you, and she is grateful for all that you did do for her. You did all that you could, and you need to know that.
Thank you, thank you. I talk to her every day. She's with me all the time.
She is.
And she does help me make decisions and things.
As you helped her make decisions, you see, so she's returning the favor. And so when you ask what's next for me, it's time for you to have a good time. You have just been putting out one fire after another, honey, for a very long time. And now, as Diana Ross would say, it's your turn.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'm so happy. I'm so happy to speak with you tonight.
It is my pleasure.
And have a happy and a healthy new year.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
866-972-7247. We would love to hear from you. I'm going to visit my friends, on Facebook, my friends on YouTube. We got to see what's going on. So let's take a look at my Facebook feed. What have we got going on in the conversations? We just love a good conversation. Happy holidays, says Sylvia. Now, you see, Sylvia, I can tell you that Sylvia's asking a question. She's like, so many years she's known me. Yes, Sylvia, I remember. Sylvia and I have known each other. She walked into my center 18 years ago. So we are so grateful to have Sylvia here as following our show. And Sylvia asked what's next for her. And Sylvia, this year for you is a powerful time, because this powerful time that you have is really all about you understanding that this year is some expansive time for you and your relationship with your husband. It is a time of you kind of opening up your even spiritual consciousness even more, celebrating life. 2025 is about celebration. Speaking of health, my guides say, I think your husband has to watch his back a bit. He has to watch the back. I think you've been having problems with one of your feet. So we want to kind of care for self and our health, but be sure to watch your footing, but enjoy life the best that you can, Sylvia. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. We're going to pull another question from Facebook and YouTube. We're welcoming your phone calls here at 866-972-7247. We have Ariana Rose. She says, I had to put my 19-year-old cat, Lizzie, to sleep a week ago. So her illness took her sudden turn for the worse. Does she have a message for me? You know, I can tell you this, Lizzie, it's a little too soon for little Lizzie to come through for me, but I do know that Lizzie's energy, Ariana Rose, would be very close to you. I also know here that you had a very unique relationship. My guides are telling me that you and Lizzie had a very unique relationship. It was almost like a friendship, almost like you had a sidekick of a person, a best friend in your cat, Lizzie. So we know that Lizzie is in peace and not suffering, and I'm sure you will have proof that Lizzie is with you in the very, very near future. Thank you so much, Ariana Rose, for your Facebook question. We're going to be taking more Facebook and YouTube questions in our next hour, so we're so glad to have you here. One of the greatest things that I was blessed to experience by working with Spirit is Spirit took some of my talents and mushed them all together and gave me the opportunity to use my musical connections and be able to channel music. And all these years, Spirit has given me songs about love and relationships and lost ones on the other side and struggles and all sorts of topics that you would hear on the radio. And then I remember a few years ago, I said, but you've never given me a Christmas song. So for one whole year, I asked Spirit, give me a Christmas song. And they didn't give it to me. And then I was getting ready to do a performance with Vanilla Ice, for those of you who remember Vanilla Ice. And finally, Spirit said, now we'll give it to you. And you can debut it on the stage that is hosted by Vanilla Ice. So I had that opportunity to do it. And we want to share that song with you. It is called Christmas is in Your Heart. We're going to let them cue that up. We want you to remember that Christmas dwells within you, and Christmas is the energy of love and peace. So we'll let them put that song through for all of you. We want to appreciate this moment that the holidays and Christmas are with you always.
To go and things to do. Christmas is in your heart. It's always been there from the start. And Christmas is with you every day. Christmas time makes you believe. Christmas time makes you know that you belong to a world filled with love. 'Cause Christmas is in your heart. Christmas is in your heart. It's been there from the start. The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we are welcoming your phone calls. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere because we're going to get to you. And we welcome our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for your questions. We greatly appreciate them. And we'll be getting to those questions as well. We've got some stuff going on at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. It's the time to book your New Year's forecast. Want to know what's coming up in 2025? Or time to toast in your new year? We've got our New Year's kit that is available for you at the center. You can also order it online at sarahspiritual.com. This kit is everything you need to toast in, to ring in the 2025. All the tools necessary to create, write your petitions, put a candle up, clear your energy, mist your environment, put some oil on other candles and on your hand to create. We even have a beautiful selenite, hums the hand, that is so spectacular and beautiful. We absolutely love it. We welcome you to visit sarahspiritual.com and pop into the center, the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. Love to have you there. There you'll find all the goodies necessary for your metaphysical practices. We've got your crystals, we've got your books, we've got your incense, we've got your crystal jewelry, we've got your eye of protection, we've got candles, we've got oils, we've got sprays, we've got statues, we've got angels, we've got fairies, and so much more. Hope to see you in West Palm Beach. You can learn more at sarahspiritual.com. We're going to go to our phone lines, and we've got to go to Cheryl. Cheryl is in Deerfield Beach. Cheryl, how are you tonight? Hi, Cheryl, you there? Cheryl, can you hear us? Well,
yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We hear you now. Thank you so much, Cheryl. How are you tonight?
Thank you. I'm doing okay, thank you. Happy holidays to you. I'm very happy to get through to you.
Yes, and this year is
It's been a while. I'm actually in.
Where are you?
So sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. I was going to say I'm in Missouri now, and I'm trying to keep warm.
Yes. Well, I like Missouri. You know why I like Missouri? It's the show me state. So I always tell people,
are nice.
I tell people I'm from Missouri, and they're like, "No, you're not, Sarah Spiritual. You're from New Jersey." I go, "No, I'm from Missouri," because I like when people show me. So I'm from the show me state. I'm from Jersey, but Missouri is my favorite state because it's the show me state. So I like to see it, right? I like to know. I like to feel. I like to be in it. So Miss Cheryl, 2025 is going to really kind of create this new, fresh feeling for you. I feel like 2024 was a little tumultuous. You know, it's been a bumpy 3 years for you, my guides tell me, but I know that 2025 is really going to feel fresh and new and exciting and offer you some new beginnings. So it's going to be important for you. And you're enjoying your work in Missouri?
Excellent. Yes, such nice people, such a nice hospital. Very much. It's I'm a little out of practice, but I'm trying to get back in the sync of things. And what's really important to me now is where I'm going to be and where I'm going when I get back to Florida in April. That concerns me.
Why are we concerned? We were concerned when everything went sideways, and look how you landed on your feet just in the last second, in the last hour, in the nick of time. And we're going to worry about April, honey? What? Are you kidding me? We're going to live in the moment of now.
I know, but you know, I'm an Aquarian. I always think ahead, you know, and I have to have a plan and have everything set in place. And I don't have a plan for April when I get back. I won't have a job, you know, and I'm just.
But you will have a job.
That concerns me.
Something will pop up. You will have a job. Come on, fly by the seat of your pants with Sarah Spiritual. It always works out. You've got to trust the universe, right? I don't want you running around going, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, right?
Aquarius.
We can't worry about that right now. We got to be like, everything's happening for a reason, because I'm happy, clap along. If you feel like a room without a roof, that should be you.
Without a roof.
All right? Come on. We're not worrying about April.
Yeah, it is kind of right now. It is.
Right.
Absolutely. I know. I have got a lot of freedom right now. and I'm enjoying it. I definitely am enjoying it, and it's been peaceful.
Are you
and like
gonna
you said, take time for yourself. I'm doing
good. And are you going to be able to take a flight back to come see your family, or there's not enough time?
well. I'd like to. I do. I mean, I'm surprised that I miss them so much, but I do miss them. And of course, this time of the year is such a lovely time of the year, and I get a little sentimental. And spending so much time by myself has been really an awakening and actually a great learning experience and growth and personal growth. So all of that is very positive, and I've gotten healthier and I've lost weight, and I've joined a gym. So I'm doing a lot of things for myself, which I think is very positive.
Good.
So all of that is good. I'm just hoping that when I do go back, that I have learned so much, and have evolved, that I can recreate maybe something much more pleasant and healthy and happy for everybody. Because Beautiful. I know since I'm gone, my son tells me that the house has never been so quiet and everybody is so happy.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
like, thanks a lot.
There's
but
nobody
that's okay.
to tell them
that's
the
okay.
right
They
thing
miss
to
me,
do.
But
Yeah, there's nobody to boss them around. That's the problem, right?
Exactly. You got that right.
Yeah.
But I do have high expectations that it will be, like you said, a fresh start, a new beginning for 2025, and just a new attitude and more happiness.
It's going to be an easier year for you, and I know that you'll find work when you come back this way, and you'll see. You never know. Maybe your contract will get extended there. You just never know what's going to happen. So we're going to just ride the wave.
Yeah,
till we
I
get
just
there.
extended it.
Okay.
I am going to ride the wave. I do have one quick
yes, go ahead.
concern about my little dog Zoe, my sweet little female dog Zoe, my little Schnauzer. I'm not with her, and my husband's doing the best that he can to take care of her and give her everything that she needs. However, she's been sick now for a month, and I'm very concerned. She was born May 13th on 2023, so she's just a little over a year. Mother's Day weekend she was born, and she's sick, and he doesn't know what it is, and I've urged him to please bring her in, and I'm nervous because I love her so much, and she's in pain.
Yeah, I think we need to.
I said, you must bring her in.
She's got to go to the vet. She absolutely has to go to the vet.
Mm-hmm.
There's no wiggle room here. My guides are telling me she must go to the vet. I understand vets cost money and all that, but she has to go to the vet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is there a vet that you trust?
Well, that's what I keep encouraging. Yeah. Well, yes, they did. They spayed her, and I think over in Boca they're very good, and I think they'll take care of her. But I keep urging him, you must take her. I know it's going to cost money, but I'm nervous for her. She's in pain, and she's just looking at him and saying, hey, I'm not feeling good. You need to take me. But he doesn't want to do it. So I thought if I asked you, maybe you could see something. Your guide is saying she has to go. There's something serious?
Yeah, she has to go.
Oh, no.
So you want to get that checked, all right?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, my dear.
Okay,
thank you
definitely,
so much.
without a doubt.
All right, bye for now.
No, thank you, and God bless, and have a happy holiday. Thank you.
Happy holidays to you.
Sarah.
God bless. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to go to Boca. I've got, looks like Tina on the line. Tina, how are you tonight?
I'm fabulous, thank you. But more importantly, sweet Sarah Spiritual, how are you? Love the light that you carry and share. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm having a blast as always, and good to make this connection with you. And you're really going to be feeling your power in 2025. So you could be running around singing, I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar, because it's going to be a powerful time for you, Miss Tina. What is your question for me here tonight?
Thank you. First I wanted to thank you for all of your wonderful and blessed direction and support. And I want to thank all your listeners that are so special for the love they send out. And I send blessings and love back to you and them first and foremost. But I was on with you many months ago, and you're welcome. And it was before when I was looking at, I had some knee problems. And I said, do you think I'll need surgery? Because obviously I said, I really, really, really don't want surgery unless the surgery will change my life for the better, which you said, yes, I think there's going to have to be some medical intervention. You were correct, 1,000%, Sarah. I had the knee surgery. It was just meniscus shaving. And then I did the other one because I had a match set, and now I have a better upgraded match set. And the surgeon was... he was just extraordinary and really did perfect surgery on both of them. Of course, I had a heel in between. And then also my best cat, Prince, my kitty cat, 18 plus years old, like so many of the listeners have their beloved pets. I asked you how long, because I knew he was on his way to his final best chapter, and I thought it was a month or two, and you weren't sure, and everyone prayed, and I know you were talking about maybe a year, but it ended up 2 months. But guess what? He waited for me to finish my first surgery, to be weaned off the pain meds, passed right next to me peacefully. I had him on pain meds, but no pain, peacefully, and what a blessing. He went to his best life. So I'm very grateful. But my question is, when do you see, I know my soulmate was supposed to come soon. So when do you see him? Are you I'm hoping in the next few months. I know he's very close to me.
Someday he'll come along, the man I love. Right? And he'll be big and strong, the man I love, right? Well, when I look at the energy of love partnership, it is a powerful year for you this year to manifest love. And when I talk about the year, and I really don't just talk about 2025, I talk about what 2025 means to you as per your birth journey, the journey of your soul. So the closer we get to your birthday, the closer he comes.
Gotcha.
And that brings in that energy for you. So it's like a vortex of energy that opens up, and it starts like a little peephole. And that kind of begins to open as I take you at the end of February into March and April. And the closer we get to June, the more it's open. It stays open through most of the rest of 2025. And then it starts to kind of get closed off a bit, because then we're going to be going through some other transitions, right? So the partner has an opportunity to come in at times that are powerful for you and necessary for you, because I feel like the end of 2025 is a great wrap-up year. There's a lot that you want to accomplish, and we need to make sure we get those things accomplished. And so, you know, if he doesn't slide in during the opening part of it all, you're going to have to reroute your attention and intention to getting on track with the things that you want to create and co-create. And those things will take the priority, and then we will go back to the to the energy of love again, right? So there's a big circle in, and there's a break if he misses it. If he misses the train, honey, he's going to have to wait for the local. So
I don't think he's going to miss the train, but I that's okay. I can wait for him on the local. But I was a little delayed on this journey because of the knees. But I'm healing so well and so beautifully. It was all worth it. I'm so happy that I did it. I'm so grateful, really.
Yeah, I've got this song in my head. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Thump, thump, thump went my heartbeat. 'Cause the moment I saw him, I fell. That's what I see for you.
I love it. I love it. Beautiful.
Right?
Beautiful.
So
thank you for your gorgeous serenade.
You're welcome.
He will. I know he will. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings and love for the new year to you and all your sweet listeners. Appreciate you. You're amazing, Sarah.
Thank you. God bless you. Happy New Year.
Bless.
Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we got calls all across the nation, and I sure do want to talk to you. If you're on hold, don't go away. If you haven't picked up the phone, well, what are you waiting for? We'd love to talk to you. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. We'll be right back.
Have we met before? I've been standing in the room Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie play.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. And the characters, they change like water into wine. Everything comes when the stars align.
And we are back here live on on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we're so glad to have you here on the Oldie Station. Glad you're joining us. It's your first time listening. You can catch us here every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m., answering questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. You can also watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. If you missed a past show, you can always pop on our YouTube page, and there you'll find all the shows, all of our past shows. We have about 6-7 years worth of shows up there on YouTube. So you can always pass time and hang out with me, Sarah Spiritual. We're so glad you're spending this Wednesday night. We know everyone's busy with all the hustle and the bustle of the holiday season, getting ready. We are counting up to the holidays and counting down the last few days of 2024. And yes, indeed, endings, they make for new beginnings. And we're so glad to have this opportunity to begin again in 2025. And if you didn't join us for the beginning of the show, be sure to listen to the monologue. Spirit really guided us as to the importance of letting go of some of the old things that have been weighing us down, so that when we end this year, we can truly put our foot upon the path of a new beginning and truly embrace the new experiences, the opportunities, the blessings, the inspiration, and the guidance that we get from the divine. We're going to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. If you haven't picked up the phone and joined us, then join us for the end of the show. We've got time, and for this minute, I've got to go to Jensen Beach, and I've got Karen on the line. Karen, how are you tonight?
Hey, Sarah. I'm okay.
Good
How
to
are
make
you?
this. I'm great. Good to make this connection with you. And this year really represents 2025 is really going to ask you, Karen, to step out of your routine, to kind of stop some of the perhaps stagnation, things that aren't moving for you. The universe is going to ask you to really kind of color outside the lines. We're looking for you to be in your creative space. Have you been feeling like you need to kind of make some changes and be more creative and be in a better vibe for yourself when you step into 2025?
Well, actually, I have. I play piano, and my spirit guides me to play music, and it sounds very beautiful, and it surprises me.
Beautiful.
But I also love dance and writing, and I felt that I should do more of that.
Well, anything and everything creative is going to be your heart's content in 2025. It's all about your creativity. It's all about being inspired by the divine. That's what this 2025 is going to represent. Just really, thinking outside that box and being in that energy. And the reason why they want to put you there, Karen, if I may just add, is that that's the place, they're kind of funny. They're like, it's a happy place for you. It's a happy place that's unique to you, and not everybody understands the process that you do, but the process is very powerful for you.
Well, so I have a hard time sometimes with, following the universe guidance.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like before I used to cloud my happiness with a lot of darkness and dark, pain. In March, it'll be 7 years since I lost my son, and my son was murdered on his 13th birthday.
Sorry to hear
that. For some reason, I feel like I've been making it. I've been surviving, and I feel like his spirit helps me still stay alive, and it's really helped me these past 6.5 years that I've been without my son. And
it's
now
a journey.
I have a different.
It's a journey, though, Karen. It's a journey that no one else can really understand unless they're you, right? Because no one really knows or understands the pain of burying your son. And your son gives you messages all the way that he can. He always is prompting you. He's always, it's like his laughter, his whispers, his energy is always just kind of pushing you along, nudging you along. One more step, Mom. One more step. You can do it. One more step. Just to move you down the path of life until life starts to come alive again. Your life has not come alive yet, right? A piece of you died with him.
Right.
And he's nudging you down the path till you can come alive again. And so he's guiding you through this journey.
Yes. And Sarah, I just have a question about my other child. My living child is just turned 15, and she basically buried me and doesn't want anything to do with me, and it hurts. It hurts because it's the holidays, and I sent her a Christmas card, and she didn't say thank you. And you know, her birthday was last month, and I couldn't celebrate her birthday with her, and a lot has happened.
What's her first name?
Isabella.
And when is Isabella's birthday?
11/9/2009.
She has a lot of bitterness and resentment. A lot of bitterness and resentment.
And I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand because I fell into a hard grief when the grief hit me, and I lost my mind, and there was a side of me that came out that wasn't pretty at all.
Which is normal.
Now and now that I have 415 days of sobriety from alcohol today, and I stopped smoking cigarettes on July 3rd, so it's been over 5 months. And I have felt like I'm returning to my innocence.
And she'll see that.
It's weird.
But Karen, listen to this.
But why is it that...
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
I hear you. We know Spirit knows where you're going. But maybe we want to take you where you're going, but journey a little differently, okay? So in this lifetime, when we connect with others, there's also a past life that we've had with them. And so some of the resentment that we can't quite put our finger on is not just of this lifetime, it's of another lifetime. You've both come to teach each other compassion and love and unconditional love and patience, and we're just going through the muck of it all. And, you know, she felt forgotten when you went through your grief. She felt that she wasn't seen or heard, that her feelings didn't matter, that you didn't realize she was grieving too. She felt that you selfishly lost yourself and didn't pay attention to her. And you didn't do what she needed you to do and be as a mother. Now, that's not to make you feel badly. That's just from her perspective. And when I see this energy around the both of you, I know that there is a better ending to the story. It's just right now we're in those scary chapters in the middle of the story where we're not seeing eye to eye. And, you know, you need to earn her trust back. You need to prove yourself. You need to love yourself first. And she doesn't know she can trust you or believe in you to know that you will walk the path of the woman that she knew you to be before you lost yourself in grief. And that's a process that we cannot speed up. You cannot speed up your healing to please another. You have to heal at the pace that is best for you. You have to come to terms. You have to heal the wounds. The wounds are not just rooted in the grief of your son. They're rooted in insecurities and difficulties from your own childhood. And this all brought it to a crashing, catastrophic moment in time where you lost yourself. But be kind to yourself and understand that you took the path that was the only way you could see. And now, there's that song, Amazing Grace. I was blind and now I see. And now you can see, and you're walking the path of strength. Yes.
Well, I was abused by my biological father.
We know
and
this.
I was the only girl. And I'm angry now. Now that I'm 38, I feel angry that I didn't have a voice, that I wasn't protected, that I got hurt by so many, and there was nothing I could do. And it flashes back in me, and I see a nightmare, a horror story flashing at night sometimes, and it's not pretty.
But this is how we heal, right? There are stages of healing. And there's a work that I do that you can read about, Karen, in my website. It's called Soul Integration. Okay. That's when we go back to the past. We do not relive the past, but with the help of 12 archangels, we integrate your little girl who has been removed, right? You are a fragmented piece of who you were meant to be, because the only way you could survive such horrific actions of others was for you to separate yourself. And so there's a little piece of you stuck and trapped that's angry, and that's what's acting out. And we refer to it as an orphan. And this orphan is looking to feel the energy of love and peace and safety, right? You gave love and peace and safety to your children, and even through all your best efforts, something still went wrong, right? And so we can be angry for that as well, right? So you have a lot of reasons to feel anger, but we have to process the first initial feelings of anger so that we can heal that and then release the anger that's with you now.
Okay. I understand.
But there is a way through this, and you will pass through this, and your daughter will come back to you. She will.
It's just every time I feel happy, so I feel sad again. And it's like I can never be completely happy.
You don't know what happiness is, honey. You've never really felt happy. So now we have to redesign what happiness could be. And you can't compare happiness to other people's happiness, right? We each have our own version. But when someone goes through, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, but I will tell you from what Spirit has told me. When somebody goes through the trauma that you went through as a little one, and many people, and we appreciate your questioning tonight, many people have been in your shoes. They've had trauma growing up. They've wrestled with their sobriety. They've wrestled with addiction. So you're speaking to many who are listening. And we have found that when we've had such horrific traumas growing up, you tend to disassociate yourself. So you're kind of numb going through most of life. So you don't know that feeling of being free enough and safe enough to allow yourself to feel happy. Because every time you feel happy, something bad happens, right? It doesn't last. So why put yourself there? That doesn't seem worth it.
Right, and
better
I'm
to be
scared.
And you're scared. Yeah. So I have a little challenge for you. I don't know where you're going to find this, but you're in Johnston Beach, so we're going to hope there's a park somewhere with some swings, okay?
Okay.
So we want to find swings.
Okay.
Now, I want you to push off on the swing as high as you can go. And when you kick off and you go really high, you know how you can feel your stomach kind of drop a bit from coming up, and those butterflies, and see how you just giggled and you're able to giggle? I want you to kick up and pump up on that swing as high as you can go. And when you're falling back down, I want you to say, I'm free, and I want you to laugh. And I want you to just let your stomach practically jump into your throat. And I want you, because feeling free and happy have a lot in common. And so you didn't even get to enjoy that, having someone pushing you on a swing and having those moments and then going home and feeling safe. Maybe you had a happy moment out of the house, but as soon as you came home, what happened? We didn't feel safe, right? We didn't know what was going to happen next.
Right.
So We want to find some moments to be childlike, in a childlike wonderment, and know that you are going to parent your little one. And you're going to say when you get off that swing to yourself as you're getting ready to go home, but of course you're old enough to drive, so that's a plus, right? So you're going to drive yourself back home, and as you're driving in the car, you're going to say to yourself, little Karen, I got you now. No one's going to hurt you. I've got you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to love you.
And I believe that now, because having been sober and working on my sobriety, I got in tune with my spirit, with my life. I wasn't happy with what was revealed, and there was a lot of pain I didn't ask for, but it was put on me, and I didn't know at that time that I had to, go through that. And then, now that I have more clarity, I don't live in the past. I live in the present. I feel like it's a gift, and the future's still unknown. And I do my best to be a good person because I don't want to have any more bad memories, pain, or trauma.
Exactly. Well, you know what? You live in the moment of now. And in the moment of now, everything's at peace. You're protected. You are light and you are love. And that's the only thing we can do is be present in the interaction you and I have. So I greatly appreciate you. We thank you for your questioning. We know the holiday time will be maybe a little difficult for you, but know that this is the end of a cycle, and 2025 opens you up to new possibilities, and we wish you the very best. Happy New Year ever. Thank you so much, honey.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
God
All
bless
right, Karen.
you.
God
Thank
bless you. Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to go to, I guess, Massachusetts. I've got Kimberly on the line. Kimberly, how are you? Or Miami? Where's Kimberly from? Miami?
I'm in Miami.
Miami. Hi. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Sarah? You're amazing.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I love what I do, and I love hanging out with you all and sharing time and space. And you've got a big, powerful year ahead of you, Miss Kimberly. It's a growth year. I know.
Oh,
here we go. More growing pains. I get
hope
you.
So.
You're going to expand. You're going to grow. Financially, things are supposed to look up as well. Have you been working on your finances?
To be honest with you, I haven't been, because I've had so many things going on other than work that have to do with just my own health and my health of my family and all these pets and just craziness. But I keep feeling like something good will happen, but I can't figure out how to get there. I'm trying, but I don't really know how to get there.
It'll get there.
Funny that you brought that up, because I wasn't even going to ask you about that, but now that you're mentioning it, it makes me feel good.
Yeah, there's increase coming for you. So increase in health, increase in finances, increase in an emotional connection, expansion of consciousness. It's just this really big growth spurt for you. And so whatever areas you want to grow, that's what I want you to focus your intention and attention on. So Kimberly, what is your questioning for me tonight?
Well, it's interesting that you went there with that, because that wasn't even a question. It was something that I was thinking about, but it's actually kind of a two-part question. I did not even realize that you connect with animals, which is just amazing. I was just so mind blown hearing your readings for animals. I didn't even know that you did that. It's amazing. And so I sort of have like a two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
You've spoken to me once or twice before, and one time I talked to you about this big colony of cats I have and other, cats that are pets. I also have 2 dogs. So 3 of the cats went missing, and I don't expect you to know what happened, but I just figured I would ask. And these are very, even though they're, I call them colony cats, several of them that were very, very friendly would come in. They would come in for a snack and hang out a little bit, and then they would leave. They were sort of free to go, but they were allowed to come in. They were very friendly. And the three of them that disappeared didn't even associate with each other. It's just funny. They were all pretty independent or associated with a different cat, but not with each other. And then all of a sudden, within the same week or two, all three disappeared. And it's been about maybe 5, maybe 6 weeks. The time is going fast. And I've just been like, I'm very busy and I try to keep my mind occupied, but also was just very depressed about it, very sad, just no closure. And it's just very strange.
Yeah, I would feel that way. I would feel very worried for them and wondering what happened to them, because I would just lose it, right? But I feel like one of them is probably going to pop back up, but I also feel like two of them got, I want to use the word picked up, as if maybe somebody took them, not to take them to hurt them, but to help them.
Lord.
Okay. But I don't get a bad feeling.
Okay.
Or maybe they're visiting in someone else's house and they kind of kept them in the house for this minute, right? So if they wander in your house, there may be another friendly house. And so, but I feel like one's going to pop up soon. So so that should help you a bit. All right. So we'll pray you get to see all three of them, but I'm not feeling any harm to them. Right. So I'm not seeing them off somewhere hurt or anything. So I feel like they're, so I want you to hold that vibration of them being okay. All right. Now,
and then I really appreciate that.
Bear with me 1 second. So you have 2 dogs in your house. Is that what you have? Yes. 2 dogs.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about one of them, yeah.
Okay. But is there a dog that passed that is connected to your family that passed not too long ago? Because there's a dog with you in spirit.
And this was my soulmate.
Yes, like your runaround pal, right? I mean, you guys did everything together.
Oh, my God. He was my life. He was my life. I get the chills when you're just now. I got the chills through my whole body.
Yeah. So that dog is still with you.
I feel like I talk to him all the time, like he's still here.
Yeah. So, he didn't go anywhere. He is there. He's looking after you. He's still connected with you. He has crossed over. I'm not saying he's hanging in the energy, like hovering, but his energy is still, the cord that connects the two of you is still very strong. You should be able to feel his energy, almost hear him, feel him, sense him. So sometimes he's closer than others. He really doesn't like when you get stressed and start walking around or walking and talking to yourself and pacing or something, whatever it is you do in the house. So he doesn't like when you get agitated. Okay, so I don't know what you're doing, walking in circles in your house or something, but he don't like that.
He's very busy with all. It's so funny you say that because he was what kept me calm, and he would. I wanted to say this for everybody listening, but also for this gentleman that called you in the about an hour ago, Steve, that just had to let his dog, go. And I heard him, and I thought about my sweet Dusty, who basically crossed over right before New Year's 2 years ago, and I feel like for him he's so connected to me, just like you said, and I keep him so close to me that if I ever thought, I don't know how people can, I guess, go on with life thinking there is a death that you're never going to connect again with that pet, because if I thought that way, I wouldn't be able to go on. I feel he has sent me what I believe and I feel are true messages from him. And they're amazing. When I get that, I have to sit down and go, was that really what I thought it was? I do second guess it because I'm a person, I do believe in the afterlife, but then I'm also, if you want to say, have my feet firmly on the ground too. But I do feel like there's messages. I do feel like there has to be this other place where they go, where they can still communicate with us.
Yes.
Because it seems like it keeps happening.
Oh, they do. They do. Absolutely. Now, what is the question of one of your dogs here on the planet? You had a question about their health?
Yeah. I mean, they're both, both of them are older. They're both about 12, but one of them's a larger dog. So generally when, they're larger, they don't usually have that long of a lifespan. But I'm curious. I'm worried about this, worried to know if there's cancer there. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I am going to be taking him to the vet again, but I'm just nervous about what they're going to say.
Was one of your dogs having problems with their kidneys or?
Well, the dog that crossed over was a blood disorder. It was hemolytic anemia.
Okay.
But no, not that I know of with kidneys. Okay. I mean, towards the end, I guess things were starting to, but it was a blood disorder with the first dog.
Well, what is the name of the dog that we're asking about the health? What is their first name?
George.
I don't know about cancer. I don't know about that.
Okay.
There's a bump there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not a lymphoma or like a fatty cell tissue?
Well, there's a few of them. He's got a few of them, but the one that he's got this huge lump on his, like near his, like right where the tail meets the body, the torso. Mm-hmm. It's really big, and it's gotten bigger. And we've been to the vet. The only reason they didn't do a biopsy is because, once you do that, they have to go under anesthesia. Mm-hmm. He's older. I'm a little bit worried about, having him under, like if they're going to go in there, might as well just remove it. But then if they remove it, it could turn into a big surgery. And so I'm concerned about things like his heart and, surgery and what stress that will put his body under and what,
he's
basically.
He's only 12 and stop worrying. Okay. If the doctor thinks that it's grown enough to warrant it, then you pray, you put him in the energy of the angels, and you just trust whatever's meant to be will be. Okay?
Okay.
Because you also don't want the dog, if it is something that now they're going to suffer, and then it becomes too late to do anything, and then they only have the course of suffering, right? So it's a very fine line, right? But I do feel like your dog has little lymphomas that are not cancerous on the body as well. So it could just be something weird like that. So we're going to think positive here and just know that George is going to be okay. And, Dusty will look out for you best that Dusty can. But Kimberly, for this minute, we are complete. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We wish you a very happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And we thank you so much for listening to the show. We greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, Sarah. God bless you. Have a good holiday, honey. Thank you.
Bye for now. Bye. 866-972-7247. Well, we're ending the year. We're going to be on a break here for the next 2 weeks, but the show will be playing over. So you will be able to hear past shows over these next 2 weeks because the nerve of the holidays, they fall on the Wednesday. What were they thinking when they planned? So we will not be here on Christmas Day or New Year's Day, but our spirit will be here and we'll be answering questions in our head. And of course, we will be playing a past show. So we look forward to seeing you in the new year of 2025. That'll be the next time our paths will cross. We're going to leave you with the energy of Christmas is in your heart so that you can be in that spirit of Christmas, the wonderful channeled song that Spirit gave me. It's the only time of year I get to play Christmas is in your heart, and we appreciate all of you. We want to thank you all for spending 2024 with us, and those of you who have been hanging out with us since 2009. Well, we're family. We greatly appreciate it. We wish you and your families a very happy and healthy holiday season and a beautiful entrance into 2025. And remember, what ends prepares the way for a new beginning. And yes, indeed, endings are beginnings, and Christmas should always be in your heart. We wish you the best. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
The trees are up, oh, the lights are shining. Everyone's heart is open now, 'cause it's Christmas time now. The children are ready for Santa Claus to come. The people are hustling and bustling to get gifts for everyone. But Christmas is in your heart. Christmas is there from the start. You don't need a tree or a present to give to me. Christmas is in your heart. Little girls and boys, make the list for all their toys. Parents are trying to make sure Santa finds his way. The cookies are out for the reindeer games, and everyone has places to go and things to do. But Christmas is in your heart. It's always been there from the start. And Christmas